welcome back to Getting There, where we are always surviving. We're sometimes starving. We're just trying our best to make it. I'm Shelby. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Diana.
This podcast is being produced at Loyola University Chicago's Her Campus chapter. It's our last episode of the semester.
What?
Wow.
Wow.
And you know the drill. We're going to talk about a transition. We're going to talk about what's crazy about it. As if there's something crazy about it. I don't know.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? Not us.
Not us. And I just want to let it be known, we mentioned it in our last episode, but we are recording this in Loyola's official podcast studio. And can you hear the quality of my voice? Because I think you can.
Yeah.
This is just so much clearer. Hopefully we can get like a visual soon. So lots of exciting things are happening to this podcast. One could say that we are indeed getting there.
It's literally been like, we've come from nothing to something. Like,
this is something. This is for sure something. I just wanted you guys all to know that we're on the come up.
We're literally, yes, we're manifesting the getting there, you know?
Truly, truly. And speaking of getting there, as we get there on our morning commutes, we love a good song rec. We love a good podcast rec. So we will be giving one to you guys today. So Shelby, we'd like to start.
All right. So I like to keep things funky fresh.
Oof.
This album just came out well, I guess by the time this airs, it will not have been like last week or the week before, but just know it came out very recently. It was in November, and it's Eric Nam's album. You love Eric Nam?
I love Eric Nam.
Okay, can we discuss the album later?
Okay. yes, we can. I listened to Eric Nam like years ago. Like I remember when he debuted. Like
yeah.
I was on that because you know me and my K-pop history. So,
well, yeah, that's important to mention is that Eric Nam he's Asian American. He was born in America, like grew up in America, went to high school here, like went to school here. And then afterwards went over to Korea and kind of started a career over there. But this album is all in English. And I have to say, it's so creative and it's so heart-wrenching.
Really?
So good. So good. But it's like the tunes are not like the songs itself, the melodies are not all like, I would say maybe one could be classified as a ballad.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like that sweet spot of like upbeat music and very like heart-wrenching lyrics.
Ooh,
so the song I specifically want to
that.
point out is Love Die Young, which is the second song on the album. It's got some brutal lyrics like, if I'm going to lose somebody, please don't let it be you.
Oh,
and like
no.
begging the person to stay, like, please don't let our love die young. And I would like to give, I know this is unconventional, but you know, it's our last episode of the semester, so we ball. I'm gonna also mention another song on the album is Wonder.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that could maybe be ballad. Oh my gosh, Diana, it is so good. It fills my sad girl needs.
Oh, Shelby, there had to be one.
The lyrics are like, what if I was 2 years older and you were 2 years sober? Or what if you were less depressed, and what if I wasn't obsessed with love? And it's kind of like all these like, do you constantly wonder if we would have worked? Because I always wonder, could we have made it work if A, B, and C were different?
Oh, it's a what if song.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder. Oh no, I feel like that would just bring me all kinds of down. So
yes.
Yes. Shelby's eyes just widen and like at the thought of me, you know, being really sad. So.
Literally just join me in the angst.
Okay, I'll have to, I guess.
What's your song?
All right, so as usual is the complete opposite of that. This song, for no other reason than I just really enjoy it. It's a bop, as the young kids say. It's Cheetah Tongue by the Wombats.
Love it.
And it was there. I can't remember the name of the album, but the cover has like this person in a red turtleneck holding like a rattlesnake, and the whole album is pretty much just about like kind of feeling yourself. It's that synthy, boppy, upbeat like song that I have to listen to on my way to class, or else I'm not gonna go.
That's a mood.
But I've listened to this song multiple times throughout the past 7 days, and so I'm like, I don't have any other song to rec but this. So
well, I love that. Well, let me listen to it tonight, and then I'll play it on my radio show tomorrow.
Oh, you should. You really should.
I'm gonna.
Look out. Give me a shout out. I'd love that.
You know I will. It's Thanksgiving week. How are you feeling?
How are you feeling?
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm before this, we were in Starbucks, like both of us mentally struggling. We were both like kind of talking to ourselves, like playing with our hair and like typing furiously. But like right now, I'm just really good.
Yeah, we're chilling.
I'm feeling really good because I think we've verbalized a lot of stuff in the past like half hour. We have a lot of stuff that we are excited to talk to you guys about. We'll be talking about things that we're thankful for, that we're grateful for, everything surrounding this season for our last episode. So I'm doing pretty good.
I have to say, I really look forward to our podcast sessions because if nothing else, it's such a, I don't want to say it's a mental break and that I don't want to imply that I'm like not thinking, even though it might come off that way. But I seriously look forward to these so much because I just can word vomit to you.
Oh, 100%. And I feel like
a
lot of the times, like when we are communicating, we like have to get to the point of things really quick. So usually time sensitive. It has something to do with work or whatever. But like, this is when we're just kind of ridiculous. And
Here we are.
I definitely look forward to this.
And every month, you and I release a letter from the editor's article called CC Corner, which you should all check out on hercampus.com/LUC.
Yeah.
This month is all about what we're grateful for and thankful for, even though we only gave ourselves each like 2 paragraphs to expand on that. So that's what today's episode is going to be, is we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about those things. But before we get into the big, deep topics, we have some equally deep topics, I would argue with myself, actually, now that I say that.
Argue with yourself? Go for it. Do it. No one's holding you back.
We've got some rapid fire things we want to ask each other. And I think I will start things off. Diana, which Big Time Rush member are you most thankful for?
Carlos.
Mine is Kendall.
Oh, no. Interesting.
Interesting. I'm glad neither of us picked James. I love James, but he is number 4.
He's like truly number 4. Carlos married Carmen.
Yes.
Right? Alexa Vega. And they
Yep.
have a beautiful child. And that just kind of makes sense. Like 2 very important figures from my childhood together. And
we'd love to see it.
Whenever I think of Big Time Rush, I think of Carlos.
I love that.
I hope he's doing well.
I bet he is.
My question.
Tell me.
Whoa.
No, tell me.
Good. Okay. My question. What conglomerate fast fashion brand are you thankful for?
Am I thankful for?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you mean like this is my answer, but is it like a Forever 21?
Yes.
Oh. Fast fashion. Let me think. Okay, well, it was a quick answer. So H&M maybe?
That's mine.
Ah!
That's literally mine. I mean, like, fast fashion is horrible. It's a dying industry, but like while they're here supplying us college kids with clothes we can afford, H&M.
We're here for it.
Truly. We're not, but like we are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We don't stand for fast fashion.
Not at all. But like while it's here, H&M.
Exactly, if we have to. Okay, which piece of jewelry that you own are you super thankful for?
I'm going to say this ring. I don't know.
What if you just ended it right there?
I'm going to say this ring. That's it. I don't know. I'll show you it. It's this gold ring that says Sagittarius on it. It is the first, I think my mom said it was the first piece of jewelry that she bought for herself when she was like in high school or something. My mom's a Sagittarius. Makes a lot of sense. Fits with her horoscope. And I remember we were visiting like the vault where we keep our jewelry, and she's like, do you want this? And I was like, yes I do.
That is
so, like,
so sweet.
Whenever I have like a really tough day, or I'm just like, oh, today's not the day, I always put this ring on, and I'm like, let's go, Mom.
Wow, that's so sweet. I love it.
What about you?
Well, I shouldn't have asked this question because mine isn't as cute.
It's okay.
Mine is also a ring, and I'm pretty sure we're wearing it on the same finger.
Well, I just changed mine. It was on my ring finger.
Oh, but that's a different hand. Never mind. Forgot I said, as usual. But mine it's more recent. It's from Morocco. One of my best friends in Morocco, as a goodbye present, I got her and I matching rings. So every time I look at it, I think of Lexi. Shout out, Lexi. I love you very much.
Oh, that is so sweet. What do you mean that's not as cute? That's literally the same thing. Like, what? I love it. That's a beautiful ring. You wear that every day, right?
Yeah, I do.
I noticed that one. I like that.
Thank you. All right.
What makeup product are you most thankful for?
Does chapstick count?
Sure. I take personal offense, but sure.
Oh my gosh, I just suffer from dry lips. I don't. Okay, fine. Highlighter.
Okay, yeah. I like that. I definitely like that.
Yeah, she only comes out when I go out on the weekends, but god darn do we love her.
Does she really just come through for us? She does. She really does.
She really does. What's yours?
Mine has to be eyeliner. I've been wearing winged eyeliner for, oh my god, wait. It's been like 9 years.
Whoa.
I started wings in like 6th grade, like trying to do
Oh my
like
gosh.
a winged eyeliner. Of course,
I'm
it was
so impressed.
It was horrible, and it was probably just like a round blob at the end of my eyes with my charcoal, like, 99-cent eyeliner from Walgreens. But like, I've been doing winged eyeliner for so long now that it's just like, it's a part of my face, and a lot of people can't picture me without it. And they're just like, I just kind of assumed you were born like that.
You do a really good wing, I do have
Thank
to
you.
say.
Thank you.
I must argue that you do a really good wing.
Thanks. I think I've had so many years of practice. But they've definitely evolved. And I'm trying not to wear them as much because I am, in fact, a 22-year-old woman, and I...
No, own it.
Should I? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll start wearing them again. Thanks, Shelby.
Good.
Changed my entire life right there.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Last one. Nope, just kidding. We have 2 more. I love being able to count. What salad condiment are you most thankful for?
Oh, Italian dressing.
I do love to hear that.
Oh, wait. I kind of have to change it.
I love to hear that too.
I'm really sorry. My mom makes the best. We make, we buy salad dressings, of course, but like my favorite salad of all time is my mom would just put balsamic vinegar, olive oil, salt, and pepper. And then make a mix.
I was at
so
what
good.
night? How long ago was that? 2 weeks ago. I went to your house and Tiana made me supper. You guys.
Oh yes, I did.
It's like
I
not a
made you
big
it.
deal because it's like a huge deal. And she made me that salad.
I did. Yeah, I did.
It was
I forgot.
delicious.
I remember I asked him like, "Do you like balsamic vinegar?" You never answered, so I made it anyways.
That sounds like me.
Fine.
Oh wait, let
what's
me
yours?
just say it. Ranch, but also college has taught me that Thousand Island is where it's at.
It really is. And like all these fast food brands, like their quote unquote special sauces are just Thousand Island with a little tweak.
And you know what? I love to taste it.
We'll still pay for it completely.
Absolutely.
Yes, I agree.
All right, now the last one.
All right. So what artist are you thankful for? This could be singer, band, a painter, contemporary dancer, a typography creator. Artist you're thankful for.
Wow. Well, is it boring if I mention someone I've already mentioned?
No, that's totally fine.
Good. This year specifically and especially, I am so thankful for Maggie Rogers' soundtrack of my year.
Oh my gosh.
Everything.
Yeah.
I think the way that I heard it in the past life is structured, from the wondering and the questioning and the heartbreak to the figuring it out and the coming up out of it. I think that is it's a perfect description of my year, and I couldn't be more thankful that she wrote exactly what I needed to hear when I needed to hear it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is extremely relatable. She's an amazing vocalist, an amazing artist. Fantastic choice.
Thank
Definitely
you.
a fantastic choice. This was like her year for sure. Like she blossomed.
We love to see it.
Yes, truly.
Who are you thankful for?
Okay, so this is kind of out of the box, but I thought of this question because I had this project for visual communication too, which is like graphic design, and we were assigned some graphic designer from history and like do a project on them, whatever. And I am very thankful for the Japanese graphic designer Shigeo Fukuda. He never used a computer for any of his stuff; everything was hand done, and he pretty much changed the way visual communication in Japan was seen. He often played with like illusions. He grew up in a family of toy makers, and so he was like super creative, but he grew up during World War II, so it's like this dichotomy of like serious issues, and his creative mind is just like so inspiring as a young graphic designer who often struggles with combining serious topics with design. Like, Shigeo, I miss you.
That's such an amazing answer.
Yeah, that's like literally why I thought of the question. I'm like, how can I include this Japanese man into our podcast?
I love that.
Yeah, definitely look him up, Shigeo Fukuda.
Thank you for mentioning him, honestly.
Definitely give a rec. Now, we wanted to dive more in depth to what we wrote about in our CC Corner article. Shelby, if you would like to tell me your story, what's got you feeling extra grateful and fuzzy this year in your final year of college?
So many things. One, I'm feeling really warm in this room. It's hot in here.
It's a sweaty. And you're wearing a thick sweater.
My mistake. So I never go home for Thanksgiving or any other time of the semester for that matter. I live really far away. It's really hard for me to get home due to how rural my hometown is. So yeah, I'm pretty used to only going home for winter break and just like being okay with that. Last year for Thanksgiving, I spent the entire like whatever 4 or 5 days or whatever it was like by myself in my apartment. But what I didn't like really count for is that I wasn't gonna want to go out and get groceries because it was freezing. Also, a lot of grocery stores around me are very local and they were closed for most of the Thanksgiving holiday. And all I had in my apartment was romaine lettuce. And of course, guess what was happening at Thanksgiving last year?
Oh, was it the recall?
It was the big romaine recall.
Oh my
But you know what?
God.
I would just send Snapchats like every day of like hard eyes looking at like my fat bowl of romaine. Being like
It's exclusive lettuce.
literally
diet.
every day I was like, here we go. We're like can't wait to dive in.
Oh, Shelby.
But it was so funny. Like I actually had a really fun time. It's always, I choose to look at it as a really needed recharging time. Having some alone time when I don't get that ever here at college. Just by the nature of I don't even have my own room. My roommate and I split a room because it's so much cheaper, and also because I love her. So like, but it is nice to have a few days to kind of have my own space. And I do have to mention, actually, really fast, this year I am not going home again, but I am going to a friend's house for Thanksgiving.
Aww.
And I do have to shout out 11 people asked me to their houses for Thanksgiving or invited me because they knew I wasn't going to go home. And Tiana being one of them. And like, very seriously, I don't really know how to explain it, but it means the world to me when people offer that. And seriously, when I got your text, I was like so touched. So
Well, my parents, they like started listening to the podcast. They're fans. What up, Responti family? They're like, what's Shelby doing for Thanksgiving? Like, if she's not doing anything, like, why doesn't she just come here? Like, we'd love to meet her. We'd love to get to know her. She seems like such a character. And I'm like, let me ask her really quick. Hold on 1 second. And like, I assumed that you had made plans, but I think that just speaks to like who you are as a person. The fact that so many people would invite you to like this intimate family holiday.
Thank you.
Oh, something to think about.
Okay, well, now that I'm emotional, I did want to talk about how, again, like I really need this downtime. It is something that I look forward to a lot when I can just be quiet, reflect, can blast Big Time Rush as loud as I want if I don't want any quiet, and nobody can tell me to turn it down. And this year, especially in my reflections, I think that the thing that I keep coming back to is how busy and crazy life is right now. Not just for me, but for every single person I know. It feels like every person I'm friends with, we're like ships passing in the night because it's so hard to schedule times to meet up or grab coffee. Everybody's so busy. And I think in all of the chaos and all of the noise and running from A to B to C and getting 1,000 assignments done, every time I take a moment to just kind of like collect myself or even just like sit and breathe, one of my friends is there to support me or just like in the periphery letting me know that they care about me. And it's obviously not like a conscious, or I mean, like, it's not like people are like looking for like, when is Shelby just like chilling? Let me go tell her, let me go like shower affirmations on her. It's like the fact that it's always there. It's a constant presence. And so when I do get time to think about it, it really overwhelms me. And I think a lot about how the people or like the friends that I have here in Chicago and back in South Dakota and across the world, across the country, I don't know, like there really is something about the friends that you meet in college that they're your family, and I love it so much. Yeah, in the downbeats of my life, I see all the people that are surrounding me. If it's all the times that I've come home and have been out all day and one of my roommates just like said like, oh, I made extra food, take it. Or like when you just like made me supper, like it seriously, my friend Marty feeds me constantly and it means a lot to me. Yeah. So for right now, I feel like with college ending soon and knowing that all of these moments are fleeting and precious, that's what I'm holding close. And I feel like a sponge and I just want to soak them all up extra hard right now. So that's what I'm feeling. And I do have to give this special little shout out about how Dee and I did not know each other, as we discussed. Like, we knew of each other. We had a really close mutual friend.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Anna Foster.
What's up, Anna?
Episode 5. But I had tweeted, we just made a Twitter handle for getting there last week. And one of my friends quote tweeted it and was like, my best friend Shelby has this podcast with her best friend Diana. And I was like sitting in the radio studio and I was like, yeah. Yeah, she is.
Oh my God, stop.
No, I just like wanted to tell you one of the best things to come out of this year is you. So thank you so much.
You guys can't see this right now, but I can't look at Shelby because I'll start crying. But it's just insane how close we've become in the short amount of time. And like, you bring so much like happiness and laughter into my life. I am definitely grateful for you and thankful for this whole mess of a Her Campus chapter that we have that has brought us together.
Our amazing, wonderful, messy Her Campus chapter.
Exactly.
It's so funny that we were ships passing because we didn't.
Oh, yeah. We never met.
Never.
The first time I met you was
Stop.
in like officially was in Bulldogs under bad circumstances.
It was bad circumstances.
Really bad circumstances. We didn't really talk at all. We're like, hi. And then we went to the task at hand.
Exactly.
Strange to think about. I'm like, oh, this is my CC. I'll talk to you after we like console our sad friend.
I remember when we first texted and we were like, it was when I was still in Morocco. And the old CCs put us in a group chat. So it was the 4 of us.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hi, my name is Shelby. I'm like, and I don't know. Look how far we've come.
We've come so far in such a short amount of time. It's kind of ridiculous.
Literally been 4 months.
Oh, I love you.
I love you too.
Oh, yay.
Very thankful for you.
I'm thankful for you too.
I always listen to podcasts and I'm always like, they better be best friends in real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like do they have to be? Like we are. Like we are.
Yeah.
So we're
authentic. You love to hear it. Okay. Okay, Dee, how about you? What's something you've been reflecting on this holiday season?
Oh, goodness. Mine is pretty similar to yours. I've been reflecting a lot about time, how I'm spending it, how I'm experiencing time as it passes. And, like, I mentioned a few episodes ago, like, when me and my roommates went to go visit our freshman dorm. And, like, I think starting at that moment, I was kind of slapped in the face. And I'm like, look at how much time has passed. Have you been enjoying every minute of it? And I don't think the answer was yes. I feel like I always overthink things. I always think about, you know, what's coming next. How can I prepare myself for what's coming next? How can I be early to the next thing? Like all of that plays into it. And so I've been making a conscious effort to like thoroughly enjoy everything that I'm doing. And I think one of the best memories I made this year was on a road trip to North Carolina. This was on like everything during, we would have coffee like in the middle of the Smoky Mountains, just like no one was talking to each other, just like looking at nature, listening to the whole Lana Del Rey album on the way to North Carolina, stopping to get McDonald's coffee at 6 a.m. Like those literally the dream. Those little moments mean so much to me. And it seemed like just a road trip that me and my friends were taking, but I feel like that's going to stand out to me for like the rest of my life. And I'm grateful that I'm actually starting to be present in every moment. And I think I will be really relieved that I did once college is over, because this year is going by really fast. And like you were saying, all these fleeting moments, you know, you're not going to have them forever. This experience we're having is something totally unique to being in college. And like everything kind of changes after this. So just being present in the moment.
Everything does change.
I know. I don't want to get sad on this podcast, but like it's kind of happening. And even over the weekend, I wanted to mention this. It was my dad's birthday, so my dad, my mom, and me went to the casino for the first time. It was so fun. I had a drink with my parents. We gambled, like just had a good time, and like we stopped by the McDonald's drive-thru on the way home, watched Polar Express when we got home. Like literally what I do with my friends here, I did that with my parents at home, and like it was just the most fun that I've ever had in such a long time. And I was just so happy that I could be present in the moment, enjoying it.
Maybe that's something as you grow up, it just, to me at least, like over these last 3 years, it's so much easier to love what I'm doing. I think it's about stopping, like figuring out that if you don't love who you're hanging out with or what you're doing in the weekends, change it.
Oh, change it. I feel like this is very, Twitter post, Tumblr girl, but like truly, if there's something that's causing you unhappiness in your life or like a negative force, you're at the stage in your life where you just should cut it out. You have to cut it out for you to move forward and enjoy things. And so I'm glad that everyone's starting to grow up in that sense.
Exactly. I mean, look at us. We cut out our old microphones and we're so much happier now.
Those, honestly, I feel like that is why I'm like in such a good mood. It's like, look at this fancy studio we're in. You can hear the quality in these microphones. You can tell the difference in our voices. Like,
oh my gosh, finally.
So many things.
But I think that's also like, we talked this summer, in like July. We were like, ha, let's start a podcast, which I think we've mentioned before.
I remember you came to my house and we were going over logistics. Like, okay, I think this is how we want to structure eBoard.
I think this is the first time we had ever like
spoken.
Yep. Period.
Like, I had a long conversation. Like the third thing on Shelby's agenda was podcast, and I was like, oh, this is so funny. Yeah, I'd love to. I was so on board. Didn't think it was actually gonna happen, and then Shelby's like, all right, I checked out the mics. Let's go. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, let's do it. And like, this is recording the podcast is like one of the highlights of my week. I don't know about you, but I love this.
It is. We were talking earlier about how it's a way to just like have a conversation. If you're the one listening to a podcast, I think if you find something that it's like a niche or something that you're passionate about, it's a way to just kind of like sit back and listen to a conversation that you agree with or you care about and not have to put in the work. On the other side, as the podcasters, it's a way for us to have a conversation that we feel passionate about and care about and put in all the work in the way that we want to. You know what I mean? Like,
in the way that we want to, for sure. And during this conversation we had a couple hours ago, I mentioned how like podcasts are pretty much the equivalent of a radio show. Like, it filled the hole that radio kind of left as it's kind of slowly being faded out with like these kind of talk shows, so to say. So I think there is definitely a need for this kind of casual conversation somewhere. Obviously, people are listening. Podcasting has taken off. Everyone has a podcast, including these two college girls. So like, there must be a need for it.
We were talking about like how much we love the meme of like what does a white boy do when he's sad? Starts a podcast.
But like, what did we do?
Start a podcast.
Exactly. So there's more lines to be drawn there. But we're not going to do that in this episode. No, we're not.
I think, but that's what we try to do. Let us know if we aren't doing it, but that's what we're trying to do, is have a point to all of our episodes. This one is a little bit more gratuitous.
Gratuitous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this one is a little bit more like, well,
look at us. Well, it's like reflecting, and I also think that's something that we can do is like talk about what we want to get done next semester.
Yeah.
Like either with our personal lives, with the podcast, with whatever. Like, we are going to manifest on this podcast what we want to happen next semester.
Next semester, we are going to do our darndest to collect all of the good things and move forward.
Ooh.
That's what we're doing.
That is what we're doing. And we will, indeed, for a fact, get there.
That being said, perfect transition. We know it's only Thanksgiving. By the way, we all hope you have a happy holiday. Great time with your families. Yeah. But when we come back to school next week, we only have one full week of class and then it'll be finals. So this is our final episode of Getting There for the semester. Not forever. We'll pick back up with plenty more fun topics and guests and things to talk about in the spring when we come back from winter break. Some of the topics that we have lined up, we're going to hit on journaling and what it means to us and how it's helped us and our journeys with journaling.
Mm-hmm.
Sleep deprivation.
Oh, love that.
Mm-hmm.
We have our ever anticipated One Direction episode.
Oh my gosh, it's literally gonna be an hour.
Shelby mentioned this again during that first meeting when I first met her. She's like, hey, so just so you know in advance, we're gonna talk about this second semester senior year. I'm like, okay, yeah, down, very much down. I think what also be a fun topic is, you know, next semester we're gonna be applying for big girl jobs. So I think,
oh my gosh.
I think talking about our experience with that. Please stop making these noises. I think talking about our experiences with that will be super beneficial for everyone listening, as well as ourselves. Probably very, you know, very therapeutic for us.
Yeah.
So that as well.
And I'm speaking this into existence. We're running that 5K next semester.
We are going to run a 5K. Let's have Ben on the podcast. We'll talk about, you know, our training, our rigorous work that we're putting into getting these bodies into athletic shape.
It's not really fair because Deanna's like already there and I'm not. So everybody, prayers up for Shelby. But
we're going to go to the gym together. We're going to start off easy.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. It's going to be great.
We're discussing Thursday or Friday of this week when we're recording. So it'll already have passed by the time this airs. Speaking this into existence, we're going to go to the gym. We're going to start the training officially for the 5K.
Yes, we will.
And maybe we'll like mess around and like record a little bit while we're running the actual 5K. So you can listen to Deanna be like, oh my gosh, like I feel so great. I'm running this effortlessly. And then you're going to hear me like wheezing in the background. And I can't wait.
It's going to be great. So look out for that special piece of content. And I think after break, we're going to come back perhaps a little more shiny faced, starry eyed. I think we're going to come back a little bit more invigorated.
Yep.
This semester seems to be squeezing the last bit of creative juices out of everyone that I know. So I'm excited for what's coming next.
Me too.
For sure. For sure. All right. So thank you again for all of your support and for listening to us ramble all semester long.
Thank you guys.
All of our friends, family, new listeners, everyone. You guys mean the world to us, and we're truly thankful every time you tune in. We'll see you again in January.
Oh my gosh.
And until then, we hope you stick with us, and hopefully you'll be there when we get there.
Bye.
Bye.